It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly, the man with the plan, the man right in front of your face that you can't stand. It's Lydell Dinero here for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 267. Yeah, just in time for the holidays. Hope everybody's doing well today. Happy holidays, happy holidays. I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, but I hope it's during the holidays. Next week, man. I don't know, man. I'm letting you guys know right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have a pod. I'm going to be traveling this weekend. The next weekend is Christmas in the middle of the week. Then I travel for that. Then I don't got work. And then I do got work. It's some crazy shit. But I'm going to try to get y'all a pod before New Year's for sure. It may be a pod next week, but it's going to be a little different. Maybe a little shorter pod. But I'm going to get y'all something for sure. But I'm hoping you guys are feeling good today. You always know I like to check on y'all mental health and everything before we get started. So I hope everybody's doing well, no matter when you're listening, after the work week, before you go into work, while you working out, while you hooping, while you gaming. Whenever you're listening, however you're listening, thank you for being here, because I always like to say you could be at any podcast in the world, but you're listening to the Best of Bias Podcast right now. And while you are here, go ahead and hit a like on that like button down below, share, hit the bell so you don't miss any new podcasts. Lydell Dinero drop. I don't know why I'm speaking in third person, but I drop podcasts every week, as you guys know. So, you know, aka we post a little late sometimes, just so you don't miss the next video. Go ahead and hit that bell right now. I'll give you some time to do so. Like, and leave a little comment too, man. I might be doing a little contest this pod. You know what I mean? Best comment. You know what I'm saying? I may give away a little Comic-Con pod. You know what I mean? The Naruto Uzumaki, from Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con. I forgot what year it was. Maybe 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Comic-Con exclusive. I got a couple of those. I got one unboxed back there, if you can see it. So I might be trying to give a little giveaways for engagement. You know what I'm saying? Try the tricks of the trade to get y'all engaged a little bit and throwing some comments down there and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you guys are all good and have good plans for the holidays. If you don't celebrate with anybody and don't celebrate Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate anything at all, hopefully you're able to stay warm. It's cold as shit out there. I know the winds is blowing, it's snowing, raining. The winter's in full effect, so hopefully you have someplace warm to be. Hopefully around somebody that can give you some warmth. If you don't, hey, hopefully you can put this pot on. It can warm your soul. You know, I'm more than happy to, you know, be your company during this time of need. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hopefully you guys have something planned for the holidays. You know, I have something planned. I'm traveling a couple places. I think I'll become that guy now. Well, you know, I'm always going to have, Christmas and stuff at the family spot, but I'm becoming the guy that I feel like I'm going to be traveling a lot more now, visiting people's spots, visiting families, until I eventually have my family. Sorry guys, I might be sweating this episode because the heater is working again. It's not as cold as it used to be, and boy, that shit is pumping. And boy, it might be a little bit sweaty, but I'm gonna try to do my best to stay classy for y'all. You know, stay classy and yeah, feel me. But yeah, holidays is changing as you get older and as you start buying gifts for more people and not getting as many gifts as you used to as a kid. It starts to bring on a whole new meaning, man. It's just more so about the time you get to share. For me personally, it's a Thanksgiving number 2 because that good food, you know, you only can eat it for so long after Thanksgiving. This gives us the time to revamp those yams, those macaroni and cheeses. You know what I'm saying? Bring out another meat, you know what I'm saying? I don't really fucks with the turkey, but I can go for some more tri-tip, some more steak, you know what I'm saying? A little contribution from everybody in the family, only the ones that can get down in the kitchen. I don't need Aunt Susan bringing the potato salad with the raisins in it, you feel me? We need some good shit. Nothing too blasphemous. I know you vegan people out there. Nothing against my vegan people. They want to bring the gluten-free and the vegan stuff to the cookout and expect everybody to munch on it, knowing you're going to take that full shit back home with you. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for everything, and forcing your edible preferences on everybody. I don't think Christmas is the time for that. We love you though, you know what I'm saying, but not that much. You feel me? But yeah, how do you guys actually? I want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about Secret Santas, man? Like, how do you go about choosing what to get the person you got in Secret Santa? And how do you go about accepting gifts in Secret Santa, man? Me personally, I think I'm kind of hard to shop for. People kind of just try to use my interests and kind of guess. As you can see behind me, I'm into statues and Funko Pops. But, you know, when there's a price range for the Secret Santa gifts, and Funko Pops range from anywhere from 12 to hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars if you want to get nasty about it. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't think, unless you really know Funkos, getting me a pop from your average box lunch is gonna be enough, man. I feel like Secret Santa is supposed to be light and friendly, but at the same time, it gets complicated because you do have to meet that price threshold, but at the same time, you want to get the person something that you think they'll like. But at the same time, if you give somebody something good and you get something bad, not to say I'm not grateful for what I get, but if the person that gets me don't put in the best effort like I put in for somebody else that I get, I think that's kind of fucked up, and it kind of ruins the spirit of it. So Secret Santa is more of a give and take for me. I'm more of a white elephant type of guy where you can go and snatch the shit you want type of shit. But Secret Santa, it's all in fun because it's always cool to get your friends something and feel like, you know, it's a little group thing, participation, keep everybody interested. But there's some keys points to it that kind of get me every year because I'm a gift giver and I actually make my own merch. So wow, I'm gonna get you something and give you some of my merch to go with it. I'm gonna give you more than the value of what we're supposed to be giving, but then you receive something like, ooh, a $10 Funko Pop. I know my range of pops. You give me a $10 Funko Pop and try to place it as a $50 pop, I'm gonna be like, ooh, that ain't the limit. The try-in is not here. Again, Santa will look down upon that and probably give me a lump of coal for even talking shit like this. But bruh, I'm gonna get you what you want, but you don't know what I want. Me personally, I like to buy my own shit because I have expensive taste. The shit that I'll be grabbing, I know it's gonna be a little pricey, and I can more than happily get it for myself. So I just want to know that you was thinking about me and tried, and just keep the morality of the situation up, man. I want to be Santa, not the Grinch. You feel me? How you guys feel about Secret Santa? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? I don't know. I just want to talk a little bullshit with y'all before you hop into the sports and pop culture we got for today. But we got a big and epic podcast for today. Of course, we got to talk sports. You already know what's going on. Football, fantasy, basketball, college football for a little bit. We do got some pop culture. Some shows are starting and some finales just happened. Welcome to Derry. The finale just popped off. We have Fallout Season 2 dropping. There's a lot of shit happening. Football, there's a lot of injuries going on, so a lot of stuff to talk about. So without further ado, so I don't have you guys here all night, let's get started and get into the shits. You feel me? Starting with NFL Week 15. Oh, this Buccaneers played first, so I can talk about this bullshit that just happened first. Atlanta comes into Tampa and handles us. No Drake London. So they're throwing, I don't even know, Kyle Pitts, who hasn't been good since they drafted him, went off for 3 touchdowns. Just to let you know before I start talking shit because I'm gonna ramble. The Falcons won 29-28 in the last second field goal. The Buccaneers are doing this thing right now. Mind you, we got Mike Evans back. We got Jalen McMillan back. Starting. Not only were they in practice this week, they actually fucking played. Actually, they came back to practice against the Saints and didn't play that game, but we knew they were going to play against the Falcons the next week, so it was a short week. They come back, and Mike Evans puts out one of the best games he's had all year. Of course, he's been out majority of the year, but he came back in Mike Evans fashion and had like 7 catches for like 140 yards. Jalen McMillan catching the ball. Mecca Egbuka catching the ball again. Baker still looking sloppy. I will never understand what happened from that MVP caliber play that he had the first 7 weeks to what's going on now, what's transpiring now. He had a oblique injury or a shoulder injury or something that was, you know, giving him excuses to be a little inaccurate, being a little fidgety in the pocket, not really trusting the pocket, him wanting to scramble, him wanting to throw it. Well, he doesn't throw it away, but him just getting knocked off his spot and losing concentration when he's going through his reads. It was happening all the time during the Falcons game. We saw it a lot during the Saints game. We gave it a little pause or a little pass because it was raining like a motherfucker out there in Tampa. But against the Falcons, he just stood there jumping around. He would scramble out and come back in the pocket, right into people. Run for the first down. Roll out and go. throw it away. This Baker is disintegrating before our eyes. That contract we gave him that we thought was so team friendly, and he was outperforming it. And he's gonna expect more money, grab more money, just automatically get the money that he wants because he's playing so well. That's just going out the window. We can only blame the defense for so long. The defense is bad, mind you. I'll get there in a second. But Baker Mayfield, we were supposed to be able to outscore everybody, especially with a full tank with Mike Evans, Jalen McMillan, Emeka Egbuka, Tez Johnson, Bucky Irvin back, Rashad White, Sean Tucker, full offensive line back, except for Cody Malk. I get that, but come on, bro. We should be able to score points, and we were scoring points, but when it mattered, we stalled out. I do put it on some Josh Grizzard. We were up 14 and 8 minutes left, and they decide to throw the ball on second down and third down, and kicked them the ball hella fast, where they scored the ball super fast. Todd Bowles, who's supposed to be a defensive guru, always, when we're up and have a lead, plays this, okay, we'll let you get these chunk yard plays, we'll play off, as long as you don't score, we're good. No, nigga, you let them score 5 seconds, and it was they were down by 7 before we knew it. And then you do another stupid ass drive and kick them the ball right away. Like, I don't know. It's just terrible, man. I like Todd Bowles. He's a black coach. I want him to stay in the league. Once Bruce Arians gave him the opportunity, I thought he was gonna run with it with Tom Brady. He ushered Tom Brady out with his terrible defensive calls and his defensive play calling. And in the last 2 years, we've been one or two and done in the playoffs because we can't get over the hump because our defense has been atrocious. Especially, you could start with that fucking Rams game where the Rams beat us to go to the Super Bowl. Atrocious as fuck, bro. And then all this other shit, the Saints. Terrible. They're terrible. You let Tyler Shuck rush for 2 touchdowns. Our linebackers, terrible. Our DBs, they act like they've never played football before. Antoine Winfield Jr., we gave you so much money, made you the highest paid safety in the league. Not making no plays. Letting Kyle Pitts catch anything he wanted. He was wide open regularly. It's crazy. Stills. Who the fuck is this Stills guy? Wide open. Third and 24. 4th and 24 and then 4th and 14. This nigga is wide open, bro. This needs to change. It's like at the point where I don't even want us to make the playoffs, because if we make the playoffs, we're going to get embarrassed just like we did against the Saints and the Falcons. Teams that are terrible, that have won 3 and 4 games the whole season, and we're losing these games at home. It's fucking crazy. We lose to the Patriots, the Bills, and the Rams all in a row. We're expected to win 1. We beat the Cardinals and feel like we're back. No, we're ass. We're ass. We beat the 49ers and Seattle Seahawks and Houston Texans. How? All these teams are playoff teams that look great right now. They lose early and get better late. We peaked early and look trash now. It's just the worst shit I've ever seen. I've wanted to punch holes in walls for the last 2 fucking football games. And I haven't felt like this in a long ass time, dog. Anyways, let's move on before I get too all right, anyways. Pittsburgh. They beat the Miami Dolphins 28-15. Miami was on a little run. I think they're on like a 5-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. 3, 4, 5-game winning streak. They lost this game to Pittsburgh, who is trying to make some noise. Everybody's on the Ravens right now to make a comeback and win the division. Pittsburgh is like, we're still here. Aaron Rodgers still trying to make noise, and they won the game. That was actually Monday Night Football. I don't know why I started with that. But anyways, Dallas tried to stay in the playoff hunt and beat Minnesota, but they're actually eliminated. J.J. McCarthy had his best game of the season and showed the Dallas Cowboys up, winning 34-26. The Rams, man, put the Lions season in jeopardy, winning in Detroit 41-34. Detroit, if they lose, or actually if the Bears win this week, I think they're completely eliminated from the playoffs due to how good the Packers are doing right now, which is crazy. With how the Lions perform every week. They look like Jameson Williams, Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown making plays. They're scoring touchdowns every second, yet they're losing. It's kind of crazy to think about. Detroit did lose that game. Broncos continue their siege, beating all the good teams. Although everybody hated on Bo Nix and have been hating on Bo Nix all season, he had one of his best games of the season. Hitting Troy Franklin regularly, hitting Sutton regularly, just finding people open and making plays with his legs. They go to 12-2. Who would have expected that with some of the games we saw from Bo Nix this year? But they won 34-26 over the Packers out of all people. And in that game, we saw, sadly, Michael Parsons tear his Achilles Oh no, he tore his ACL. He tore his ACL. Excuse me. Dale Jones was the one that tore his Achilles last week, but Micah Parsons non-contacts. Yeah, he tore his ACL, which is a bummer for the Packers, man, because they look really good, and that defense was one of the major contributors to them looking so good. And seeing him go down, I mean, I feel like they still have the requisite pieces to look good on defense, but he was a wrecker. He was causing all kind of pressures, getting all kind of sacks in his first year with the Packers. But to see him go down like that, it's kind of sad. And again, Devontae Adams playing for the Rams, man. He I think looked like he tore his. I don't know if he tore it or tweaked it completely, but Sean McVay said his hamstring was injured and it wasn't looking good. So we don't know how long he'll be out. They're gonna make the playoffs for sure. So hopefully it's not too long. If he has to be the rest of the season, they do have a big game against the Seahawks coming up on Thursday, which is going to pretty much decide the division. But as long as he's healthy toward the playoffs, I think they'll be okay with it and everything will be all good in the world. Get healthy, man. Shout out Devontae. The Saints beat the Carolina Panthers, which was a godsend for us after losing Thursday, because after we lost Thursday, not only did we lose to the Falcons and the Saints back to back, we lost control of the NFC South with that loss to the Falcons, and the Panthers having to bye the past week and them coming into this week. If they beat the Saints, which were barely winning any games, just like we lost them the week before, and they had control of the division, it would come down to us playing them head to head in their game against Seattle to win the division. But since the Saints were able to take care of them, thank you, Tyler Shuck. Once a duck, always a duck. Took care of those Panthers and beat them in the last second field goal to win that game, 20-17. Gave the Bucks the division back, and we play the Panthers this week. So if we beat the Panthers this week, we win the division due to tiebreakers and all that jazz if we take care of business. So yeah, man, they gave us new life, and I'm hoping, the Buccaneers can look at themselves, look deep, and take care of the division, man. Last year, the Panthers were knocking on the door again. We lucked up, and we were lucky enough to win the division over them. They're giving you another chance. You guys are playing like shit. Look at yourselves in the mirror. You have the vets out there not even doing interviews after practice or after the games. Levante David, Mike Evans, the people that are always so good with the media, always so good with the reporters, not even walking to the mic because there's no accountability, no team. Like, there's no rah-rah with the team. No heart. We had to sign JPP back just to give the team some heart on defense, bro. Mike Evans come back to make people care about shit. All this losing, dog. Like, we lost at least 7 out of 8, bro. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But thank you, Saints, for not only beating us and showing us what we need to do to get better and what we need to do to actually be a competitive team, but for beating the Panthers and giving us the division back. Niners beat the Tennessee Titans 37-24. The Niners are getting better. Purdy's getting better as he gets back from that turf toe injury. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's playing the Titans and they have pretty much the easiest schedule in the league, they are playing a lot of teams hurt, and I guess it evens out with all the injuries they have and the teams that they're playing. The teams that they're playing should have a better leg up since they're, all the players are injured on the 49ers, and the fact that Salah's having the defense in the right spots to make plays with all those injured players, and of course Kyle Shanahan's gonna have the offense right. Purdy's coming back in seamlessly and making shit happen. Kittle's getting healthier. Juwan Jennings, Parasol, Robinson, Bourne, they're doing it by committee. It's not the prettiest, but they're getting it done. So the division they're fighting, we'll see what happens over there. The Seahawks beat the Colts 18-16. Defensive game, it looks like, without Daniel Jones and Phillip Rivers coming back. Old ass Phillip Rivers, not playing in 5 years, was able to hold it down a little bit, you know what I mean? But the Seahawks were able to beat them, best them. I don't really think the Seahawks are really that good. Me personally, just because the Buccaneers beat them is saying a lot. If we can beat them, that means they're not really that good. A lot of teams that they're playing, they're barely getting by. Darnold is still Darnold to me. He's going to turn the ball over in big situations. You have Jackson Smith and Jigba who can make plays for you at any given moment, and your running game is pretty good to get short yardage, and your offensive line and defense is really good as well. So it's kind of, helping you out a little bit, but we'll see what happens in the playoffs and pressure situations. Right now, they're slated to play the Buccaneers if we keep the division lead, and they're the top wild card team at whatever record they are at right now. They might be like 10-3. So we'll see what happens. Let me see here. Who else we got? we had the Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers were able to beat the Chiefs, and this actually eliminated the Chiefs from the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And sadly, in this game, we did see Patrick Mahomes tear his Achilles. I keep saying people tear his Achilles, maybe because it starts with the A and C. But Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL as well. With the tackle, I'm just trying to evade pressure, and the tackler kind of grabbed his leg, brushed down his kneecap, and he kind of tumbled over, and that did it. I think he was already dealing with the hurt knee, and that tackle kind of exasperated, and he went out with these gingerly walked to the locker room, and that kind of just cemented the end of a season and kind of the end of a dynasty, man. Especially with Patrick Mahomes being hurt, he's gonna have to recover all of next year. I don't think Gardner Minshew is gonna be that guy to actually take him to the next level. I think Kelsey might be retiring, actually might be done, because I don't know if he's going to come back to a season where the offense is already not vibing, and then you're going to have Gardner Minshew as your quarterback. I don't know if it's really worth it. Get married, do your podcast thing, sail off into the sunset after winning 3 championships. I think that's the best thing you could do. Who else we got? Jaguars beat up on the Jets 48-20. Jaguars looking good. I think Lawrence was responsible for 6 total touchdowns. Looking good. Proving the doubters wrong. Liam Cohen is having that team right. The defense is looking good when the offense is not always on point. That defense was able to, keep the Jaguars in it. There's been a lot of close games there, but they've been able to pull through, man. That offense, man. The offensive coordinators that left the Bucs have been going to new teams and just having them looking right, bro. And I respect it. Shout out Canales and shout out Liam Cohen. Even though you, again, ghosted us and try to use an excuse that your kid was in the hospital and not answer phone calls about re-signing, you could be the head coach right now, bro, if you stuck it out. But I guess you're doing good in Florida right now. You don't want to wait for Todd Bowles or nothing like that. But I get it. Who else we have? Chicago versus Cleveland. Chicago blasted Cleveland 31-3. Nothing really to talk about in that. Houston Texans looking a lot better the last couple of games. I think they're 9-5. They started really, 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 really bad. Especially when they had CJ Stroud out with the concussion. It was looking dark and gloomy for them. But D'Amico Ryans has that defense looking great, no matter what. Even if the offense is not clicking and they're dealing with injuries. No Joe Mixon the whole season. But the receivers, the rookies is coming through. Of course, Nico Collins is a dog. But that defense is going to get you the ball back in short fields and stop their offense from scoring no matter what. So as long as your offense can be somewhat serviceable, that defense is going to have you in the right spot. And CJ Stroud is being CJ Stroud. He's being good enough, making plays. And he's just going to get better, man. He just needs that line, that protection to get a little bit better. He has good protection now, but if it gets solid and just 100% where he has all the time he wants to make in the pocket and he's not running for his life and have to make decisions on the run, I think Houston will be good. And they may make some noise this year since, Kansas City's out. The Bills got to prove it. The Ravens got to prove it. All the good teams in the AFC got to prove it now that the AFC Kings are gone. Buffalo Bills versus the Patriots. Speaking of AFC Kings, because, the Patriots out here dogging everybody. And the Bills, they're trying to just to still stay relevant. Everybody kind of forgets about the Bills and kind of is always worried about the new up and coming team in the AFC. Always worried about the Chiefs. Always worried about the Ravens. Always worried about now the Broncos, Chargers. But the Broncos, the Bills are like, what about us? We're still here. Josh Allen's like, I'm still here. And every week they remind us of who they really are. James Cook has been amazing. I personally have a soft spot for Dalvin Cook. I don't want to see he's looking like he could be a better prospect than his brother. But he could possibly win a Super Bowl sooner than his brother. His brother never won a Super Bowl. So, if Josh Allen and the team can get right, that defense can stay, stay doing what it's doing. It hasn't always been the best throughout the year. And if Josh Allen can be consistent with those the hog receivers they got over there, then they can make some noise. So we'll see what happens with them. And, the Patriots losing, it kind of takes them out of the 1 seed contention. But maybe they ain't worried about that. They're just worried about getting there with some experience and losing some games and not winning every game. How do you learn from winning every game? You know what I'm saying? Some losses are necessary to learn those lessons you need to take to the playoffs. So maybe that's what Drake May needed. Maybe that's what they'll take out of this game. Cause the 1 seed is pretty much gone. Cause, the Broncos being 12-2 right now. I think the Patriots are at least lost 3 or 4 games. It's going to be kind of hard to catch them, but we'll see what happens. Shout out the Broncos though, man. They're making noise. I think that's the next team I'm going to talk about anyways, right? Those Patriots, no. Commanders and the Giants 29-21. Nothing much about that game. Nothing really much to talk about there. Eagles won 31-0. As you can see, nothing much to talk about there either. Philly just came back after losing, I think 2 or 3 in a row. Smacked the Raiders. Just didn't have them. Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts was out by the third quarter, by the end of the third quarter. And then Baltimore versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati just, I guess their season's over too. Baltimore had a game where everything was clicking for them, 24-0. The defense was playing. Derrick Henry had over 100 and a touchdown. The Ravens are trying to get into that wild card contention. I don't know who's going to win that division, them or the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, they got a lot to prove, man. Patrick Mahomes being out, not only out for the season, but the Chiefs being out of contention, this opens up everything for the AFC. So all those expectations that are thrown upon these quarterbacks and these teams every year, they're going to be up to like 3 or 4 times now that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are eliminated. So we're going to see what happens. Let's see what you can do. Justin Herbert. Let's see what you can do. Bo Nix, Josh Allen. Who else is in contention? Of course, Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, maybe? Who knows, man? Let's see what's going to happen in the AFC this year. But yeah, going on to next week. You guys don't care if I was right about the games last week or not, do y'all? Do y'all really care? Because we'll move on. I'll just give you guys some more stuff to bet on and make some money, some advice. You feel me? Y'all ain't really keeping records and tabs on me, are you? But anyways, let's just go over some for week 16. Week 16 is here, of course. Thursday night, we got an epic game. We have the Rams at the Seahawks. The Rams are favored by 1.5 points. I think the Rams are going to win that game. Again, the Seahawks, well, did Seahawks win the last game? Oh, no. The Seahawks almost won with Sam Darnold throwing 4 interceptions. I think the Rams did win that game. But the Rams lost to the Panthers. So the league has been in a jumble this year. We can try to predict and see what people look like from week to week, and it'll look completely different the next week. So last week's game or the week before that's game isn't really a big predictor of what's going to happen this week. And it's only a 1.5 point spread in this game with the Seahawks at home. So I do got the Rams in this game. We'll see what happens with the Seahawks. I know the 49ers want the Seahawks to lose. Actually, the 49ers don't care who wins this game. They want both to lose. But yeah, I got the Rams winning in this game. We have Eagles at Commanders on a Saturday game. We got 2 Saturday games. Philadelphia is favored by 6 points in Washington. I think the Eagles will win. They're on a little run now. I think they'll get it done. They're clicking. They'll start figuring things out and get into playoff mode and win the game. Packers at Bears. Man, if Bears win this game against the Packers, the Lions are officially eliminated. They should make a pact between the Packers and the Bears just to, let the Bears win to get Detroit out of there. Because I'm tired of Detroit. I'm tired of the ego. I'm tired of the weapons. They think they're the sickest shit in the world. And they're regular season champs, man. They think they're all dope during the regular season, all these accolades. But when it comes to the playoffs or postseason, they can't do it. Break that shit up, man. Break it up. No, I'm just playing. Don't break it up, but come on, Bears. Do your thing. I'm not really the biggest Bears fan. I'd rather play the Bears in the wild card playoff round, personally. But I think if the Bears win this game, I'll put them ahead in the division again and put the Packers in the wild card. But I do got the Bears. I'm just going to root for the Bears because I want the Lions to be out. Buccaneers at Panthers. We need to win in Carolina. I don't care how many points it is. The spread is 3 points for us. We'd have to make up for last week, bruh. Our offense needs to take off. We saw what the Saints were able to do to the Panthers last week. We should be able to do that tenfold. It's not going to be raining. It's going to be chill. Let's just go out there and play some fucking football. Baker Mayfield makes the decisions, and let's get off that field and home with a victory. Solidify this division. Why we have to play with pressure every single game during the last couple games of the season? Let's make some noise right here and just solidify that shit, bruh. We're not going to be on national TV, so you guys won't shit the bed. Let's do it. We have the Bills at the Browns. The Bills are going to win that game. They're favored by 10. They'll probably win by more. Chargers at the Cowboys. Chargers are probably going to win this game. Dallas is not playing for anything, so I don't know how much it really matters. Now they're just be playing to fuck up their draft position. So I would just sit back and just play for next year. Jets at Saints. This is a battle of, draft positions as well. I think Tyler Shuck is on a little roll now. They're not going to need a quarterback. So why wouldn't you just ball out as much as possible? I think this quarterback class isn't going to be strong anyways. I think anywhere in the top 5 will be fine to get the player that you need. So go ahead, Saints, do your little thing. Actually, what am I talking about? Saints versus Jets? Fuck the Saints. Jets, you know what to do. What am I talking about? Vikings at the Giants. I like the Giants, man. I'm a Dart fan. I really am. So I'm hoping Dart can get one. Everybody's kind of hypercritical about how he plays his game, but do you, player? I like JJ McCarthy too. People are down on him, and I want Jettas to have a good ending to a season. But again, it's two teams that you don't want nobody to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Play your game, win your game, earn your money. But you're playing for next season, really. So don't kill each other. But I do got the Giants winning that game just because. Chiefs at Titans. Ooh. Can the Chiefs beat the Titans without Patrick Mahomes? They are favored by 3.5 points. Yeah, they're the better team. I got the Chiefs even without Patrick Mahomes. Titans want a good draft position too. A lot of these teams towards the bottom, I don't think they'll play as hard as they really should play because there's nothing to play for. And now, especially last 3 games, they want that draft position, and I think they'll just lay down. The Dolphins already benched Tua for the rest of the season. You know why they did that. But yeah, I got the Chiefs still. Bengals at Dolphins. I just talked about how the Dolphins benched Tua. I don't know if they're going to bench Joe Burrow. I think he still has a lot. He hasn't really played much this year, so I think they'll still play. Just to save face a little bit, I do got the Bengals in this game. Falcons at Cardinals. I got the Cardinals, so don't even have to worry about why. Broncos at the Jaguars. I got the Broncos, man. I do want Liam Cohen just to be brought down bring him down to earth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? First year coach, left us high and dry. You can't be too happy over there. And Bo Nix is starting to get on a roll. Him and Troy. Shout out Oregon, you know what I'm saying? The Oregon boys holding it down over there. I got them keeping it rolling. Still playing for that 1 seed. I think they'll take it. I got the Broncos in that game. Lions at Steelers. Steelers, I don't know if the Lions are going to hold back this game. They need to win to stay in playoff contention. And they just lost last week. So I think they're going to be the victims of a revenge game at home. I don't think the Steelers will be able to do enough offensively to keep score with the Lions, and I think the Lions win that game. Texans at Raiders. We saw what the Eagles did to the Texans, or the Raiders in Vegas. Texans are at home against the Raiders, favored by 14.5 points. Oof, that's a lot of points, but I think the Texans will still win. Sunday Night Football, we have Patriots at the Ravens. This will be a really good game. Patriots have, I don't know. Patriots been on a high horse, man, playing teams. I wouldn't say they had an easy schedule, but they playing a lot of teams that weren't really that good, not as desperate as the Ravens are this week. The Ravens need to win to stay in playoff contention as well. They're favored by only 2.5 points, but I got the Ravens in that one. And then we have the Colts Monday Night Football against the 49ers. I don't know if Philip Rivers is going to be the quarterback again. I would assume so. But again, the 49ers are going to look up with a team who is down and out right now. We'll see if their offense or their defense can slow down the rest of the offensive pieces, because Philip Rivers didn't look terribly bad last week. But if you put pressure on them like the 49ers possibly could do, I don't think that Philip Rivers is going to be really moving anywhere, and they can shut down Jonathan Taylor by stacking the box and bringing, if the pass rush gets home. I don't really know I don't watch the Colts closely enough to know really how good their offensive line is. But if they get pressure on Philip Rivers, I'm sure he'll go down. He's fucking 50? So yeah, I don't know. But I heard that just for him playing that last game in the NFL, he gets 5 more years of his kids' health insurance. And he has like 10 kids. So 5 years of health insurance for playing 1 game isn't bad. You know what I'm saying? I feel him. I'll get out there too if I can do some shit like that. But just to revamp everything I picked, I got the Rams over the Seahawks. I got the Eagles over the Commanders. Bears over the Packers. Panthers, are going to lose to the Buccaneers. I have the Bills beating the Browns. Chargers beating the Cowboys. Jets beating the Saints. Giants beating the Vikings. Chiefs beating the Titans. Bengals beating the Dolphins. Cardinals beating the Falcons. I have the Broncos beating the Jags. Lions beating the Steelers. Texans beating the Raiders, Ravens beating the Patriots, and the 49ers beating the Colts. If you like what I'm saying right here, you want to take that to the bank, go ahead and gamble with it, baby. Again, this is not advice for you to take the gamble and win for sure. This is just some advice for what I think is going to happen in the week. Some bias, of course, with the NFC South teams, but everything else I watched and kind of went through. I got NFL Sunday tickets, so I watch all the games. I'm flipping through all and have fantasy bets and stuff. So I'm watching a little bit of all the teams, but some of the intricacies of some of these teams I don't really watch that much. My advice could be a little bit off, but mostly, man, I'm batting about 80% every week. You know what I'm saying? So if you pick the right ones and put them in combinations, you probably want some money this season. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, from me to you, you're welcome. Especially for the holiday season. If I can help you get your family some gifts, you want to give me a gift. The Cash App or something should be up there. Throw me a little something, or get your family a little something with your winnings. That's all it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get back to y'all. No expectations. You feel me? But moving on to fantasy football. we did have our semifinals for the Best of Bias Invitational 2025. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these matchups don't really matter anymore. All that matters was the championship semifinal and, of course, the last place game. I'll get to that. But in the semifinals, Jordan Love Island, which is Yancey, beat Josh Darnett, which is Jason, 131 to 116 to move on to the championship round. Also, Shenanigans, who is Deshaun, beat Primetime Pope, who is Kenny, 179 to 155 to move on to the championship. So we have Jordan Love Island, who has been the 1 seed all year, is going to be going up against the 3 seeded, who is now, I guess, the 2 seed, Shenanigans, to see who's going to win the championship, win the belt, and win the $900. Second place pretty much wins $100 and gets their money back. And then third place merely gets their money back. You know what I mean? Last place, though, K-Swag. You know, you won a couple of games toward the end of the season to move up and get out of last place. You were playing for last place, though, being in 11th place, playing against Cam's Catering for that last place trophy. You don't want to win last place because you get a trophy, and year after year, we're going to keep making it worse for y'all because y'all be too happy with losing and being in last place. That shit's kind of weird to me. So, yes, Kevin, Cam's Catering, you lost, my guy. K-Swag was able to get out of that last place finish. The score ended up being 119 to 165. You didn't even cross that 100 threshold, brother. Woo! Next year, hopefully you draft a little bit better. Hopefully you're not like me and all your players get hurt. But congratulations to Josh Darnett, Yancey, and Shenanigans Deshaun for making the championship round. Thank you for everybody being a participant and being such good sports every year. We will see who we give this belt to next year at the draft. We know who we're giving the toilet trophy to, but hey, you guys get it in. Thank you guys for being such good sports and always participating in no drama this year. It was a great year. Again, if you guys out there, the Best of Bias family, want to be in the Best of Bias Invitational, let me know. Of course, we're always picking up people as people drop out. We can put you on the waiting list and let you know if people do drop out. But we want serious people, man. $100 buy-in, and everybody got to be serious. No bullshit, no complaining. We make everything fair, and it's love, man. We try to incorporate this fantasy football thing every year to go along with our football, our basketball, our sports equinox, you know what I'm saying? Fantasy basketball, I'm 8-0 right now. I got Jokic, and that's the cheat code. I got Jokic and Murray. We eating out here this year, but fantasy is always fun to me. It's one of my favorite things to do, so thank you again for everybody participating, even though you guys don't want to be on the pod ever. Y'all scared, bro. Stop being scared. But anyways, let's move on from that. But thank you guys for always be willing to listen about the Best of Bias Invitational, even though you guys aren't in it as well. Thank you guys. You know. Moving on to the college football playoff. I think I talked a little bit about it last week. We are playing James Madison. We ended up seeing who won that last bid. We're playing James Madison, and I've been just watching online. A lot of shit has been talked. I mean, of course, you gotta hype yourself up, being like a smaller FBS team, and you coming in and people not really expecting you to do much. You're being a 21-point underdog against Oregon at Autzen. I'm not going to do too much talking because if I come on here and we lose next week, I'm going to be devastated and horribly upset because we didn't get this tune-up game last year in the playoff. We had the bye. We were waiting a month to play, and when we did play, we got our ass kicked after being hella rusty and looking like we didn't want to play. So this year, we have a night game at Autzen against a lower-ranked team that we should take care of. We should be getting some injured players back. DeCorian Moore should be coming back. Evan Stewart should be coming back after hurting his ACL in practice before the season started. Gary Bryant, another receiver, coming back to go with McClellan and all the other receivers. Of course, Malik Benson, everybody holding it down while they were out. And all of our running backs are back too. I mean, they've never been anywhere, but just having all of our backs and all of our receivers and having Dante Moore have the option to do whatever he wants, along with our defense, who's been shutting shit down all year. Our two corners, Finney and Kennedy, Thinneman back there. Of course, we got Betcher in the middle holding it down. Bear Alexander, Amari Washington all year. Of course, we got Mateo Ukulele. Hopefully he stays another year. And Topo, I forgot my boy's name. Tui Tolopo. Whatever. Our boys are back and we're ready to play, man, and hopefully we can show up, man. Everybody's hating on us. They always hate on us because we out there flashy, talking shit, scoring points, beating people, but we never win the national championship. You know what I'm saying? So this year has to be the year. If not, we loading up for next year, recruiting, creating a culture that is here to stay, man. Whether it's next year, whether it's this year, I'm just happy to be a Oregon Duck fan. I think we're on the up and up, and I hope it's this year, man. Watch on your TVs December 20th. I think it's the night game at 7:30. I will be watching. I will be posting on the in the Instagrams. I will be keeping you guys up to date if you guys aren't watching yourselves, just to let you know. The NBA Cup just ended. Knicks versus Spurs. The Knicks won the game. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys, bro. The NBA Cup is whatever. It's cool. It's a cool idea. Adam Silver did his thing. It keeps people engaged during the beginning or in the middle of the season. It's pretty much the beginning of the season. You throw in a trophy. You block off all the other games. You make everybody that's not playing in the tournament watch. You make all of America watch and just put on specific games. It's cool. You put in color courts. It's cute. It's cute. I mean, I could be hating again because we're not in it and we don't win the championship, but I don't know. I just don't like how you shut down the whole season for us to watch these cup games, and it's usually teams that are not even in contention for the championship. Knicks are, I guess, on the West or on the East, and the Lakers, I don't know if they were when they won. But I don't know the Bucks. I think they won last year. I don't think they were in contention for anything last year. So it's interesting, man. It's kind of like the play-in tournament to me. Um, in a way, I mean, you're not fighting for a playoff spot, but it's just a tournament situation where they do a little round robin. They keep points in track. It's just something. It's just something for the teams that know they're not going to win the champ. I don't even say that. That sounds fucked up because if we were to win it, I wouldn't be saying that. You know what I mean? But it is opportunity for teams that typically aren't going to win the championship to hoist a banner and a trophy and win MVP and get money. I think they win $500,000 if you win the championship game, each player. Second in I think if you make the semifinals, you get like $200,000, and then you get the extra $500,000 if you win the championship game. So players that don't be playing a lot, players that don't get paid a lot, really probably enjoy this because they get to make a lot of money by winning the tournament. But for fans that don't have teams in the tournament, you're kind of isolating a lot of fans that are just not going to tune in because they don't care about Indiana playing Detroit in the Vegas semifinal against, and on the West you have the Suns versus the Spurs. That's like, yeah, I get it. It's intriguing because something's at stake, but at the same time, if it's not teams you really care about, there's other things to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah, they try to put it on days and and it's on Prime, so it's easily you can just not watch it and just kind of forget about it because it's not on regular TV. It's just an interesting process, but hey, whatever makes you more money, it's all about money in the long run. That's why they have the TV, national televised games all over the place. Peacock, Amazon Prime, ESPN, like they have it spread out all over the place just to appease and get some more money out there so they can pay the players to give us this product. It's all a never ending cycle for money. But how do you guys like it? Do you guys like the in-season tournament? Am I just talking shit, jealous? Because, I would have been hella hating if OKC won. But I'm happy they lost. They lost their second game. I cannot wait for them to lose more games. I sound like a hater, bro, but hey, it is what it is. What else I got in sports? Nuggets. Oh yeah, we looking good. We looking good. You know what I'm saying? Though we're not in the play-in tournament, Nuggets is balling out, man. I think we're on an 11-game away winning streak. Our offense is rated one of the top offenses. I think it's like a 140, like something crazy offensive rating wise. Jokic is somehow better than he was last year. Last year was some outstanding shit that he was doing. I think he's doing that even better this year. Almost averaging 30 points, 30 plus points. Easy too. It's crazy. Tim Hardaway Jr., Val balling out on the bench. Jamal Murray balling from the beginning this year. All-star year for sure incoming. There's no doubt about it. Knock on wood, pending injury. This boy is balling. 35. He had a 55-point game this year. Assists through the roof. Getting to the rim. Doing it against good competition. We just played Houston. You know what I'm saying? They had last time I think we played Houston, they didn't have their full roster. But we played them this time with their full roster, and Peyton Watson got hurt in the first quarter. So we had no Peyton Watson, no Christian Brown, and we had no Aaron Gordon. And we won in overtime. Some questionable calls. But we had our boys balling, man. Everybody believes. Spencer Jones hitting shots. We had people coming off the bench we never expect. Dave Adelman doing what he needs to do. He's doing what he needs to do and has the team together where I think we're 18-6 right now. Second place in the West behind the Thunder. I think the Thunder are like 21-2. So we're right there with those fools. 4 games back. Yeah. And everybody's talking about them beating the record. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Look out for us too, bruh. I know y'all don't like us, and y'all been hating on Jokic ever since he won his second MVP, looking for somebody else to, pass the torch to, and find some way to decredit the Nuggets and what everything they doing. You want OKC to be good. Y'all want Houston to be the team. Y'all want the Lakers to be the team, though Austin Reeves got hurt and so getting a little quiet on that front. But I'm sorry, man. It is what it is. We have the Infinity Stones now. We want to see the OKC Thunder when we're healthy. You know what I'm saying? We weren't healthy in the playoffs, and we're not healthy now, but we'll take them now. That's all I'm saying. Lastly, before we get out of sports, shout out to Asia Wilson and Bam Adebayo having twins. There'll be some giant twins. The relationship has been amazing. Asia Wilson, add that to the list of accomplishments. You've been doing great things, girl. I'm proud. I'm not like I'm a pops or something. MVP, championships, all, and unanimous best player in the WNBA, and about to be the best mom in the world. Hey, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the couple. And hey, if you need, a manager for your kids in the future, I could be that guy. For real though. Congratulations to y'all. That's probably why she's not playing in the Olympics or in the Unrivaled right now because of that. But yeah, shout out to them. But let's get into this commercial break real quick. We'll be right back. Got some pop culture. Of course, like I said, I want to talk about some shows to y'all. The finale, Fallout Season 2 is back, and we're gonna see Avatar Fire and Ash this weekend. So we'll have a review for that coming up, not this time, but next time we come back. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to preview. Hey, it's the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 267. 67. And it's your boy, Lydell Dinero. We'll be right back. Yeah. And we back, my people. What's going on, everybody? Let's get back into some topics, because you know what it's time for. It's time for some pop culture. We got all that sports out of the way, so it's time for some pop culture, and let's get right into it. Firstly, let me tell you guys something. If you got beef with 50 Cent, just don't. If you have a comment about something 50 Cent's doing, just don't do it. Especially if you famous, because he gonna find it and he gonna try to roast you to the upteenth degree. We already know what he did with this the P. Diddy doc. He's working with Netflix to put this out. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities have something to say about it, whether they're defending P. Diddy or not. We have the likes of Marlon Wayans, I forget what their podcast is called, but it's May No Fabulous, Dave East and Jim Jones, Ja Rule, of course. Anybody who had any kind of comments to say about what he's doing with P. Diddy's documentary, they're calling him a snitch. They're saying that kicking a man when he's down is bad. Helping give incriminating evidence in him that may put him in jail longer is bad. Whatever their kind of opinion may be about it, but it's kind of addressing 50 Cent and what he should be doing and what he should not be doing. 50 Cent's gonna hear it and he's not gonna like it. He went in on Marlon Wayans. Marlon, he kind of came from, I want to say a negative place. It was kind of weird a little bit, just for the fact that he would even kind of open his mouth to defend P. Diddy after seeing some of the shit that he possibly have done. Everybody, some of the stuff could have been embellished, but even the stuff that was implied and the stuff that he did was disgusting. So I personally couldn't put it past him that he would or wouldn't do any of this stuff. So me, I don't believe everything I see or hear anyways, but I'll take it with a grain of salt. I'll pass my own judgment based on how I feel. And I only can speak for how I feel. And some of the shit that I saw was just fucking disgusting, which gave me a judgment of me personally. I wouldn't be interested in. I don't know. It just paints the entertainment scene in a bad light. You already hear all these kind of rumors and shit that is happening, and then for him to be kind of like visualize for us to see, and all the worst rumors and shit that we've been hearing actually be true. People say it in interviews in jest, and you just kind of like, oh, this person's crazy, or oh, this person doesn't know. But who knows? His life or her life could have changed from being in those kind of scenes. You know what I mean? But again, bringing it back to the 50 Cent thing, Marlon, even though you're a comedian and tried to say, oh, you shouldn't be kicking a man while he's down, us as black brothers should uplift each other. I get the kind of sentiment, but some people that are beefing are just kind of beefing for life. And I think P. Diddy and 50 Cent and the people that 50 Cent goes against, he has reasons for doing the things he do, even though it seems petty sometimes at the time. I feel like you're not him and you don't know why he's doing it. Only him and the person he's doing it to know. And I think that's who you should leave it to. People like us are going to make comments about it, but I feel like he goes after people that try to interject themselves into it and just kind of tell him what he should and shouldn't do and try to give him reasons why he should and shouldn't do it. I personally, I just don't feel like he should be going after everybody. But shit, it looks like everybody does have something to say, and you know, he's gonna let you know that he heard what you said, and he's gonna do what he can to embarrass you to make you wish you hadn't said it. I don't know. These other guys, you know, Fab, Mano, Jim Jones, Davies are all street guys. Hopefully they can sit down and have a conversation. It doesn't really go to a place that doesn't need to be. But Ja Rule, you know, it's always going to be fucking for life in the eyes of 50 Cent. Whoa, goddamn. Because you know what happened with that situation. We saw the movie. We know that all the shit that happened with 50 Cent getting shot was kind of revolving around shit that had to do with Ja Rule and shit like that. So that's deeper, you know. But all the other people that try to interject and tell what they should or shouldn't do and give 50 advice on what he should do or shun him for shit. He's gonna, you know, I don't know. Instagram, I feel like don't give a fuck. They'll let him post whatever he wants to post, and he has enough money and power to get away with whatever he wants to do. And hey. You should know that coming in before you try to diss or tell him he's doing something wrong, because he gonna get on you and tell you why. He don't give a fuck about what you're saying. And yeah, I'm sorry for those people that had to bear the grunt of that. I mean, it's good publicity for everybody involved because we're talking about everybody that's involved. So, you know, I think Marlon's coming out with Scary Movie 6 relatively soon. You know, Mano and them are always working, so I bring light to their podcast, absolutely, if people didn't know they had a podcast. But, you know, Fabulous already responded. It was like, let's rap about it. You feel me? You know, leave it to rap and not get too crazy. Because we don't, I mean, personally, I'm one of those people that don't need to see that black on black crime all the time. You know what I'm saying? We could have problems with each other, but you know what I'm saying? Especially people in the most famous of places, the most famous people just beefing publicly. You don't see other races or other people doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep behind the scenes. I know internet makes you guys money, but you know, I feel like handling it privately, you know, without the intent on embarrassing each other is probably the best way to handle it and the most mature way to handle it. But fuck it, do what you got to do, man. This content sells, and that's what everybody's in the content game. So I don't expect nothing less. I just want to throw that in there, pop culture wise. I don't really have much pop culture. But we back with these TV shows. Let's walk on over to Cinema Corner because Fallout 2 is back. Let's talk about that first before I give you guys a review of it. Fallout 2, man, I really like season 1 on Amazon Prime. That just dropped season 2 yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go watch episode 1. Season 1 I watched twice. I didn't play the games, but watching the show, just like Last of Us, I really enjoyed watching it for the first time and trying to, you know, just learn some shit about the game series through the movie and through the TV shows. And it kind of just learned that way. Or excuse me, no movies, just TV shows. But, you know, the Silent Hills, Resident Evils of the world. I didn't really necessarily play those games because I was a bitch. I was scared to play Resident Evil and Silent Hill. But I watched the movies. I watched all the Resident Evils and I kind of know the storyline through there. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, I don't know if I'm actually going to go back and play the Fallout games, but I'm learning a lot. Lucy, the ghoul, just the lore of the bunkers that everybody's living in, the post-apocalyptic world, just the reason why the world in, you know, this part of America got blown up and turned to shit and people turned to ghouls, New Vegas, the California Republic, the I don't know, actually, I forgot what the faction of fucking metal robots and those motherfuckers are called, the army that Maximus is a part of, but Season 1 was a blast, a really good watch. Walter Goggins as the ghoul, playing his character. I have the character's names here. His name is Cooper in the show. He's an actor. And in season 1, you see the atomic bomb go off in the city and how he became the ghoul and how the post-apocalyptic world happened. And I'm just enjoying too, just watching the reviews, seeing how close that these episodes were to actually the game. Characters you meet in the game, situations you play in the games, even just side stories you see in the game, they'll throw into the show just to have a little Easter egg for you. So I enjoy all of that. I really do enjoy all of it. The story is crazy, like from beginning to end. Character building is insane. You get to love Lucy, even though she plays a bunker dweller. She comes out to the world and so naive of what the post-apocalyptic world really is about. People eating each other, people eating dogs, people just crazy shit. It's kind of similar in a way to Last of Us as far as the post-apocalyptic world and ghouls and shit like that. But it's cool. It's really cool. And again, if I was a player of the game, I'd probably like it that much more. But season 2 is out right now. First episode just came out. Drops you right back into the world after the end of season 1. Spoiler alert. After she realizes her dad's a bad guy who is running the experiments on the weapons that blow up everything to make the world a post-apocalyptic world. And the fact that he is willing to kill everybody to just have the ultimate power and just be the ultimate power in the world right now, as the world is in a post-apocalyptic place and a battle of the fittest type shit. You know what I'm saying? Lucy was tracking down her dad thinking he's alive and was taken out by force, and he's trying to find her dad because her dad's the only good person she actually knew. And she meets this ghoul along the way who is a terrible person, who was a good person before, but who was hardened by this world that came after the post-apocalyptic world that her dad created. You know what I mean? He had a daughter, he had a family, but after the bomb went off and he was, changed by the bomb, he's left sour and bitter, and hates the world, hates the people, the bunker dwellers, because the bunker dwellers are a sick bunch of people who kind of just think, just live for their own community, have killed, have had people in other bunkers die just so they can live. And throughout the series, we just find more and more secrets about the bunker dwellers and how they're not as good as they're portrayed to be in the beginning of the series. So that all being juxtaposed, and Lucy now being with the ghoul who's taken the place of the father figure who she thought was a bad guy the whole season 1, who's actually a good person who is helping her find her dad, who they both want to kill due to making this world a post-apocalyptic and being really, really responsible for the world going to the end, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's some good shit. And if you played the game, you already know what's up. But if you're an outside looking in kind of watcher looking for a good show to watch, this is the shit. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Watch season 1 once, watch it twice to get it, and then jump into season 3. Every Wednesday is what we got for Amazon Prime and Fallout, man. Trust me, it's a cool watch. I think we have 8 episodes in season 2 and maybe 8 episodes in season 1. Pretty quick watch. We have ads now, so you might run into those, but season 1 was all dropped at the same time. Binge that shit this week. This season we got all weekly. So we're doing shit. I'm gonna throw this out here too. Pluribus, I don't fucking get it. Every week I'm trying to let you guys know. I'm trying to get in there with y'all. I'm trying to understand how this shit is the best shit of all time. I get it. Vince Gilligan, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. The shit shot really well. The gradients, the color schemes, how they line everything up. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But what the fuck? I really think they're trolling. They're trolling because the show is about the world just getting this virus and they all become like one person in hive mind and kind of think alike, all say the same things, all have the same feelings, all controlled by this one entity, this one alien species. You know what I mean? And I feel like they're trolling us with the reviews for the show, because I know I'm not the only person confused. I watch shows and shit all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. But at the same time, they be trying to make me feel stupid because the comments be like, best show ever. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. The best show I've ever seen. Bruh, I haven't seen nothing happen besides the first episode. First episode, shit happened real fast. Shit hits the fan. People start licking shit, spreading viruses. People start dying in the streets. Shit starts going down. the main character takes her girlfriend somewhere, her girlfriend eventually dies. All right, we're like, what the fuck is happening? From that point on, and everybody gets up and starts talking. Oh, hey, Carol, how are you? Like, after that, and it only being one person pretty much in the whole show, 3 episodes straight talking to herself, just being upset that everybody's giving her everything she wants. Bro, this shit is, I don't want to say dumb yet, because if something pops up and happens, it's getting a little bit better. We start to figure out that these aliens are taking bodies and burning them down to create this fuel they need to create sustenance, and therefore they're eating people. That's cool, but it's just really it's just full of exposition, really dialogue heavy, and it's just one person, this one lady complaining about everything, and then crying, and then complaining, and then yelling at people. And it's just that her anger kind of counteracts everybody else's happiness and mind hive control type of shit. Whenever she gets angry, it just kind of malfunctions. I don't know, man. It's not the best. It's nothing compared to the show I'm about to talk about right now, though. Spoiler alert, because I'm about to talk about the finale. If you guys been watching with us throughout the season, you already know what's about to happen. Welcome to Derry finale just passed. After episode 7, the penultimate episode, I didn't think it would be able to get any better. That shit that happened at the black spot, the shooting them motherfuckers, burning everybody, the clown popping up, kid getting Will at the end. I don't even know where to start. That episode was Richie dying. How did Marge survive in that fucking freezer? Everything about it, though, was incredible. I watched the show because, me personally, I'm one of the guys that, during Halloween season, you see the Clown popping up. You've seen the movie back in the day. You've seen a couple of the remakes, People stand behind it. You know what I mean? Stephen King, of course, he's an incredible writer, so a bunch of books of his have been adapted into movies, and we love all that shit. I just didn't really understand it, and I still am not 100% on what the fuck is going on as far as it being an alien, which is just basically 3 lights that take the form of your deepest fears, and it decided to take the form of a clown because Pennywise the clown, a lot of people were scared. I don't know why it took that form, and it's been a clown ever since, but it's been interesting learning that it was an entity that just kind of crash landed here a long time ago back in the day and kind of adapted to its surroundings and just kind of been stuck in the woods just killing kids. Why kids? I don't know. Maybe because they're the scaredest. Because he likes to get people really scared before he kills them and eats them because it makes them more tasty. I don't really understand that part of it, but that's what he does. And he sleeps every 27 years. That part, hey, the pillars were cool. I understood it in the moment. The pillars kept the entity intact because that's the comment it came down on was encased in that, which kept the entity inside. When it crash landed, it let it out. I get that. But why does it eat humans or eat adults? The first 2 movies, I just felt like adults never really got killed. But in this series, adults is getting knocked off left and right. In the movies, I barely saw any of the kids really die. I mean, Georgie dies. It comes out and scares hella people. But in this show, it is knocking people off left and right, cutting people's heads off and eating it. Adults. It ate a lot of kids. It didn't show them eat a lot of kids, but there's a lot of kids in that sewer. After the first couple of kids got snatched up, it stopped snatching everybody for a little bit and just started getting everybody real scared. And then I kind of got confused on how it got Marge in the finale and just started talking about her future son. And it's like, oh, I'll just wait to eat him. I think he'll be tasty. And I understand that he got, his mind tapped into. That's why he stopped before he ate Marge. But I don't understand the future. How does he know about future stuff? And why is he being meta and telling us about future children that these people will have as children? I got confused there too. Again, also, why were the soldiers trying to stop the people from containing the clown? That was kind of confusing to me too. Why was they shooting at them? Why did they shoot the Native American dude? Especially after he went up to the alien trying to be piecing it up and then got his head chopped off. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. And the family staying at the end. All right, the black family too? Nah, bruh. We got to get up out of there. We got to get up out of there. We got to tell Leroy, we got to go. We got to go. And it's fucked up because we know, if you watch the movies, these people are the people in the future movies grown up. So we know a lot of these people die anyways. We know Will dies in a fire. His dad eventually died. Well, everybody dies, but you know what I mean? It's crazy. And then you have the end of it when you see, oh man, you see Lily, I guess. Yeah, because at the end, the girl with the red hair was supposed to be Lily's daughter, right? And then Lily ends up self-transitioning at the end, and her mom's in the same asylum as her and comes down the hall. And she's like, nobody ever died. Shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy. Skarsgård did an incredible job incorporating his character he was in It 1 and 2 and bring it into the TV show. The cast was incredible. Hold on, guys. So anyways, it was really good. It was sad to see Richie die, but him coming through with the save at the end, that was incredible. That was incredible. Him and helping push down the pillar into the tree as it was skipping to him. We looked at the people. Fuck those guys. I'm about to go get them. I'm about to eat them real quick. And then I'm about to be free and go take over the world. Like, I think they didn't press on that enough. That if it actually made it across that tree line, that it could go across the world and start causing havoc, not only in Derry, but everywhere. See, I didn't realize that until after I watched the review video, honestly. So that was good to know because I ultimately did want to know where he was leading the kids. You know what I'm saying? He took all the kids from the school, murked the principal, cut off the principal's head in front of the people. I just didn't understand. I didn't know it was actually like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it can just go and do whatever it wants. I thought it was a thing that scared you and caught you if you was by yourself tucked because it can get in your mind on some Freddy Krueger shit and just kill you. Nah, that nigga was maxing people out in public in front of millions of people. Everybody can see him. And also that little thing that he opens his mouth, the all spark doll shit that he was making everybody see. If he really wanted to kill people right away, he can just do that all day. Why didn't he just hypnotize people and just eat them? It looks like after he hypnotized the people, they were dazed. So he can just eat those people. There's some holes in there. But hey, I guess if I read the Stephen King lore, I would know a lot more about how the fucking alien works and how it works. But it was cool, man. It was cool. I'd still be traumatized if I was the kids, never knowing when the alien was gonna come back, seeing him in the blood on the last episode, just chilling, sleeping, and then when they destroyed the pillar, him coming back to life. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was one of the best prequels I've seen. They're doing 2 more seasons, 2 and 3 of Welcome to Derry. I don't know how they're going to do that because they mixed so much of it 1 and 2 into the lore of this movie, bringing the kids in and showing them a lot. So I don't know. I mean, I guess you could take a while before they actually have kids or kind of show who Marge ends up having kids with, or I don't know. It's a lot more they can add to it. Just like Sinners, I feel like they had a great idea, and though it already has like sequels and shit like that with movies and shit after that, they have so much room to explore so much more. You know what I'm saying? I still want to know more about Lily's grandfather. You know what I'm saying? The mom's dad that got kidnapped. Like, is he dead? You know what I'm saying? Is that just a form that he takes? Yeah. He said he killed him, but you know what I mean? And why does it kill adults? I don't understand that. When did just killing kids come into the play? Because that's what I was always assuming that it did. Kill kids. So if it can just kill anybody it wants and can't be fucking touched. I've seen somebody shoot it. We saw him get shot in this last episode, but his body grows back. So if you can't harm this motherfucker at all, besides the power of friendship and those pillars, then you're fucked. And that's probably why it was allowed to survive all the way through It 3, because every 27 years it comes back. after getting fucked up regardless. But shit was scary, man. I don't know how I've been able to, go through my nights these past 8 weeks without any fear of it. It might have gotten to my house the other day. That shit, my door was open, back door was open when I woke up, and nothing was taken, and didn't have no animals inside. So I think it might have gotten this bitch. You feel me? So if I don't come here, well, actually, I won't say next week because I told you I might not have a pod. But if I'm not back in at least 2 weeks, it got me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna see Avatar Fire and Ash this weekend. 3.5 hour phenomenon. Also, you guys know about those Doomsday trailers. They're dropping the first teaser trailer at the beginning. Gonna be there for that. They're supposed to be dropping a new one every couple of weeks. A new teaser trailer because they don't want it to leak. They don't want people to record it after seeing Avatar Fire and Ash for the first time and having people not go to the movies to see it. You know what I mean? They're doing all they can not to have it get spoiled, but I will be seeing it. Me, Damo, and Ant gonna be in the building. First viewing. Well, not the first viewing because I'm sure that's Thursday, but we're gonna be there 3.5 hours, see that preview, and we'll be talking to you guys soon after. It's gonna be a spectacle. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit different than the first two. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my first two. Yeah, I like the second one. The first one was kind of like basically Pocahontas. The second one, they added a little bit more with the island people, the water tribes. This time it looks like the Na'vi that they're gonna come against are gonna be their enemies. They're gonna be haters, Fire and Ash. I thought they'd be, another tribe of people that we can become friends with and use to fight the motherfucking Sky people. But the Sky people is teaming up with the Fire and Ash folks, and they trying to get Jake in the family like always. They're gonna get into shenanigans, and we're gonna see the world on some crazy shit. We're gonna be there in the building. Hope you guys all see it because we're gonna review that shit next week. You feel me? Um, but I know I gave you guys a Lydell style Welcome to Derry review, but hope you guys saw it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it now and tell me how you guys like it. Welcome to Derry. It was a piece. It was a piece, man. That and Alien Earth, man. Two shows that gave us classic IP, a new story that was amazing, man. I'm big fans of what we doing out here. I know we need new projects, and going to old IP is getting kind of tired, and that's all that studios are actually funding nowadays is IP that's already established because they don't want to waste no money. But I'm excited to see it. Avatar is another IP that's coming out. I think it's gonna be coming out every couple of Christmases for the next couple of years, along with Star Wars. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if we like it. We hold Avatar to a high standard. Though it's not a Marvel movie, we hold James Cameron to a different, this type of shit that he's been doing. Avatar has been groundbreaking, and every time he's done it, he's showing us something different that you can do with motion capture and all kinds of shit like that, special effects. So I'm excited to see what he does with that. And of course, we'll be here to review it for you guys. So don't worry about that at all. But now we're at the end of the podcast where I'd like to let them know where you can find me at. You already know where to find your boy. It's SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for the best of Bias podcast anywhere, just look up anywhere, best of Bias podcast. We'll be on Instagram. We'll be on TikTok. We'll be on, of course, the podcast platforms wherever you find your favorite podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Of course, we're on YouTube where you're watching now more than likely. AKA always does an amazing job of putting these videos together. So make sure you show him some love at Akio Young. Check out everything that he's got going. We got some music coming soon. We got some comics coming soon. The new year is only an opportunity to do more things and be bigger and better than we were last year. And that's what we plan to do. We small right now, but watch. There's big shit on the horizon. And we will get to it, and we will bring it to y'all because there's nobody I'm ready to show more than y'all, the best of Bias family, because y'all believe in me from the beginning. And that's where we at with it. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope you guys have a good holiday. If I don't speak to you guys next week, I'll try to get in here to talk to you guys. Maybe I'll do the review. Just do a review. Fuck the sports stuff and just talk about the Avatar. Maybe get Damo on there. Maybe we'll record from his house. Who knows? Shout out Ion. It is her cotillion ceremony this weekend. Hope she has a good time. Hope you enjoy it. You deserve it. You're a superstar. Shout out Paul. It is his birthday, so you'll be listening to this probably hopefully on your birthday. Happy birthday, kid. Hope you get everything you wish for. Old ass man, 36. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry shouting you out and telling your age and shit, but hey, it is what it is, old man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you get together soon and we can do something crazy. When you back out here in the Bay Area, go to a Valkyries game or something.
But yeah, until next time, guys, thank you guys for being here and always being a great audience. I cannot wait to be here next time and tell you guys a little bit more about what's some bias and what's going on in the world. Hopefully it's more positive stuff. And prayers out to all the families in, I think it was Australia. There's a mass shooting out there. Some two guys went and shot up I think it was a Jewish a prayer festival or something of that nature. Sorry if I got it wrong, but prayers out to the 11 people that lives were taken there. Crazy shit's going on in the world, man. Again, reach out to somebody, love somebody, spread some holiday cheer, whatever holiday you celebrate. Happy holidays. And yeah, it's episode 267 in the bag. It's Lydell Dinero. Thank you for being here with me. Let me get these dogs out so they can go to the bathroom. But hey, where that theme song at? It's right here. Yeah. Happy holidays, y'all.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.